Thanks everybody for coming into the podcast for TechCom Tools. I am with Darin McClure from RTGIT, that's Ready to Go IT, down in San Clemente, and just here to talk a little bit about his presentation for LavaCon. Good morning, Darin. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. I am enjoying my coffee and this wonderful hangout weather on the patio.
Gotta love it. We got you on a wireless connection. Is it like a Chromebook? What exactly are you working with today?
I am working with an Acer touchscreen Chromebook, the 720p. It's a $289 item, and I absolutely love it. This thing is so boss. We've got a DSL connection, so it's a half a megabit up, and it looks nice and crisp from my angle. So
yeah, we'll
hopefully
see.
I'm good at that end.
This will be a good example of what you can do with basically a shoestring budget, even doing video, audio, and whatnot. So we're doing this today through Google Chats, which is or Google Hangouts, I should say, and that's a little bit different than what I generally do. But this is a good experiment for both of us here because Darin's been able to show me how to put in logos and to do lower thirds, do the recording on Hangouts, which allows us to do multiple person interviews. So I'm really appreciating that lesson. So thank you so much for that.
No worries. And stream live to YouTube with an embeddable with an embeddable screen and everything. Sorry about that. I just had somebody wait.
Yeah, no, we have, so we're doing the recording today. We're not going directly to YouTube and recording it that way, but I'm just capturing it all on my machine just to be able to put in some post edits there. So the reason that we wanted to get together, as you already know, is to talk about your presentation at the LavaCon conference in October, yes?
That is absolutely right. My presentation should be labeled How to Share Like a Boss. I like to wake up every morning and go through what's hot right now in my particular niche.
Okay.
And I don't want to spend the whole day sharing stuff out to various and sundry social networks. I want to be able to focus on, finding the good stuff, sharing it out at one social media location, and have it end up everywhere, and have it appear local. Because there's nothing worse than going to Twitter, clicking on a link, taking you to someplace, clicking on another link, clicking on another link. I'm like chasing your tail down the, if I share something at Twitter, I want you to be able to see the image. I want you to, if there's a link, take you exactly to where I shared, not jump you through 3 or 4 hoops. That is so annoying to me.
Yeah. So now, how are you doing that? Just out of curiosity, are you working with like a social media aggregator or aggregators in order to manage everything coming in and then going out, or in kind of like the upper level there? What's the thought behind all that?
The thought behind all that, ultimately this stuff's about being found. So SEO. So in my mind, that place for being found right now is Google Plus. So I'm making sure that I'm sharing the stuff originally to Google Plus. I wake up in the morning, I look and see what's hot, and the stuff that trips my trigger, I share to Google Plus. And then throughout the day, every 15 minutes, it's shared out to my other various and sundry social networks.
Okay.
Completely automatically with a web app, basically. Website called Friends Plus Me.
Okay. Fantastic.
And with that, you could completely schedule the times that you want stuff shared. You can have built-in bit.ly link support, so you've got a branded URL. So instead of making it look like your share, there's nothing worse than seeing stuff pushed out to Twitter that's got a Facebook link. It's like, okay, I know you're not here.
Yeah.
You're local.
Yeah. No, that's great. What's that?
So if you're not playing here, why am I going to respond here? It ups the
right. Okay, so so like you said, you're looking to promote that feeling that you're actually living in that environment where you're posting. So it appears that you're available, and which is that's a great tip.
Keeping it local, branded URL that gives you statistics on what's being clicked. With an image, because if you're using an image in that post on Twitter, for instance, you're going to get more engagement.
Yeah.
It's just those little things that I think really make a big difference.
Good. Yeah. So social media. Gosh, I'm trying to put a kind of a tagline on it. What's the actual presentation title for LavaCon?
Taming the social media sharing maelstrom or something. It's a long. How to share like a boss is what I should have named it.
Right. Well, and that's one of those things when you start talking about the a presentation title and then the description. You're kind of hamstrung into 150 characters or something like that to try and convince people to go to your session, right? And
my session comes from a session that was given by Scott Abel, where he was using Google Reader to do this kind of thing, and then Reader got turned off, and I was kind of doing the same kind of a thing when Reader was going on. It was so nice to be able to use Reader and click one button and have it share across networks.
Sure.
But that got turned off. So this is kind of my new tool set for getting that same kind of job done. And actually, I think it does it a little better.
Cool. Yeah. So an updated version of what Scott Abel had given a couple years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I love the LavaCon. Just the format and the theme and everything for LavaCon is great. I think that from a technical communication standpoint, it reaches people that are making thoughts and plans, as opposed to the people actually doing the communication. So you've got maybe one step up on that decision ladder, and some people that can actually make some plans forward for the next year rather than being fully reactive, right?
Yeah. The people that go to LavaCon are absolutely brilliant. Those technical writers out there, I mean, just it is an amazing group. And you, instead of learning, how to be awesome, you learn how to put the tools together to make it work. And who let the dogs out?
little canine input there. Thanks for the shout out to the what is that, the Baja Men or something like that.
Shout out to Buddy the Boxer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about being ready to go, using these inexpensive mobile devices to anywhere and still get the job done.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you up in LavaCon, definitely. And see, this is the tough thing for me doing interviews with LavaCon presenters is I'm going to get the skinny on, say 15 different presentations. I know there's no way I can get to them all. So I really hope Jack's able to put together the virtual tracks that he's talking about, because I may have to skip a couple in-person presentations and just go check the recordings.
Well, since you are my surfing buddy, I'll put my hands on you and make sure you're totally dialed in.
I've got everything straight, and I appreciate that. Yeah,
I'll make sure you're set up from soup to nuts on this one. And
well, I really like how we we planned on having your wife Lisa film us this morning at a board meeting down at Old Man's Den, San Onofre. I think that would have gone well.
Well, I think that would have been cool, because then you could have seen, wow, he's still tweeting out, he's still posting to Facebook, but he's sitting down at the beach ready to paddle out with Matt.
How is he doing this?
How is he doing that? It's amazing.
It's like was it the AT&T commercials?
Can you hear me now? Again and again. And then ultimately, then if somebody likes something, go. Then you have time to go engage with them,
right, locally
in their space where they're living. Because some people are Twitter, some people are Facebookers. Some people are hanging out on Google Plus, and just trying to get that one space to share your stuff without chasing your tail, trying to share it everywhere, and losing the whole fun of being on social media, the interaction.
Well, and you've done a really good job of kind of tailoring your business around social interaction. And so for those of you, for those that don't know anything about Ready to Go IT, what does your business do, and what's your target customer, or who would benefit from getting in touch with you for services and things like that?
We've done stuff with anybody that's trying to get their story out. We teach blogging.
Right.
At the end of the day. What does blog stand for? Be listed on Google. Okay?
Hadn't heard that
You
one
have
before. Yeah.
you have a website. It's about you. It's buy from you. It's contact you. It's more about you. You know, I'm a really self-centered internet user. I'm not looking for you. If I was looking for you and I knew you, I would find you already.
Yeah.
I'm looking for me. So
Yeah.
blogging at the end of the day gives you an opportunity to post a post every day or how often as you could put it together that is about your target customer. It's about me, the self-centered internet user that's looking for, and I like to put it in this kind of terms, like if you're looking for shoes, you're window shopping. If you're looking for red high-heeled shoes in San Clemente, that long-tail search phrase, you're more ready. You're further along the buying process. You're more ready to buy.
Right.
So if you're ready to buy, and that's the kind of search phrase that you're typing in, how do my customers as content producers generate that information so that that kind of stuff is found and fed to Google, that 800-pound gorilla that we're all trying to make sure finds our stuff. And at the end of the day, to me, that's blogging.
Yeah.
So if you blog every day, and you add that to your About Me, your Contact Me, your Find Me, and More About Me page, you have a 365-page website plus 5.
Yeah.
In a year.
Yeah, in a year. Yep. Lots of content, lots of fresh content, and things that people are looking for specifically. Yeah.
Specific, long-tail content that is tailored to your preferred customer. It's love letters to your customers that don't know you yet.
That don't know you yet. Yeah. What is it? Who had that song last year about this is the song I've written to the woman I'm going to fall in love with, basically. And it was huge. It's like, I can't wait to meet you. Oh, I just haven't met you yet.
I just haven't met you yet. And you want that to be on your website. You don't want to be putting, you don't want to be doing all this work on Facebook where they control the call to action.
Yep.
You want to. It's a hub and a spoke strategy. These social media sites are nothing but spokes. Yeah. Your website is your hub where you have to be doing all this work.
Well, and it's right. And social media for you and I is outbound marketing. But the trick is to not to disguise the outbound marketing, but to recognize that our outbound marketing is achieved by providing content that is useful to people. And if you can solve their problem, then they'll come back to you, right? Rather than going, hey, I'm here to solve your problem.
Well, and if they come and they do a search and you're telling them how to solve their problem, and at the end of you solving their problem, and hey, if you don't want to do this yourself, we can do this for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's a myriad of examples we could use. I know my co-author for the Framemaker book, Sarah O'Keefe, she put out her content strategy book, which is purely outbound marketing. You can go buy that book, and it's a wonderful book, and it's $10 or $12 or whatever minimum price she had to put on it to produce it and get it to you, right? But it's also 100% available on her blog and referenced all over the place, and it just gives her something to sit in order to accumulate that traffic and move people closer to closer along in the buying process or further down the sales funnel to be able to self-select her services, right? And scriptorium services.
We really need her to do this for us because she is obviously the expert in this field.
Yeah. So, and likewise, and that's why I love this interview here. We're doing this on your medium of choice. We're using, the ways that you're going to want to promote this. This is in turn promoting LavaCon. And somebody comes across this article, or this interview, they watch it and go, hey, I really want to go and meet people like this at LavaCon because that seems like where a lot of people are hanging out. So.
And if you're not living on the cloud, you're taking up too much room. I mean, that's where all the schools are going. If there's people out there willing to teach how to use this stuff that aren't saying, okay, you need to go spend, $10,000 on a WordPress website, and you need to go, spend another grand on an expensive microphone and another grand on an expensive camera. Yeah. Hey, we're cranking this out on a sub $300 Chromebook.
Exactly. Yeah. No, and there is a great deal to be said for being able to produce content quickly. rather than getting stuck up in the details and the over editing and the polish. The more time you spend on polish, the less time you're spending on content.
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck in the weeds. You want to be click and publish.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, let's see what. That's a good spot for a break there. That's for sure. It's funny. I've got the 3 personal bullet points about achievements and quirks. Can you limit yourself to 3 achievements and quirks?
Yeah, no, that's easy. I think where I came to this position, I've been a system administrator for a long time, and it got to be that I was doing things with blogging as an activist, stopping a toll road that was going to trestles.
Right.
I was going as Surfrider. I was helping the people at Surfrider understand this space. So I helped stop toll road, which I think is pretty boss.
Yeah.
And then prior to Fukushima, I ended up at an NRC meeting where I was asking the local nuclear power plant to have a Twitter account, knowing that if anything bad ever happened, the only way they'd be able to contact us was through Twitter, because Twitter is the only network that stays up after a natural disaster.
Right.
Time and time again, we've seen it. So I was there saying, hey, can you guys get a Twitter account so you could, maybe tell me to take my potassium iodine tablets? Well, in the process of watching this NRC meeting, I'm seeing Southern California Edison getting what's called a chilling effects letter, and getting the same kind of things that was happening at Deepwater Horizon, and hearing the same kind of tactic and talks that I was hearing from the pro toll road folks. And I was like, wow. And I'm looking around, and there's 5 of my friends from the Stop the Toll Road group there.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I decided that maybe this nuclear power plant wasn't as safe as I thought it was. So when you hear of a small group of people that helped shut San Onofre,
you're in that list.
List. I've been in there trying to help them use these kind of, activists need tools that won't break the bank.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Jim Moriarty, when I talk about, he's like, what do you do, Darin? It's like, well, I guess I tell people I train activists. So if you're an activist, you should be an activist for your company. You should be activist for your cause.
Right.
So.
No, I know that was a big part of what you were doing for a couple of years there was keeping track of what SDG&E had going on with the San Onofre power plant and the cost overages and what happened. Ultimately, it was basically the retrofittings started to pile upon themselves and the cost started to go kind of skyrocket. Wasn't that the end, kind of the death knell?
The death knell was that it's okay to change like for like. They went in and made a lot of changes that were directly related to the safety of that plant, and they hit them in the butt. They had a radiation leak. They leaked, stuff with 100,000, years of half-life into the air here in town. And because I had been tweeting about it, writing about it, going to these meetings, Channel 4 calls me when something goes down 2 miles south of where I live. Right. They don't call Southern California Edison. They want to know what the inside scoop is, and they think I have it. And it's
well, you've got you've had on those issues down in South Orange County in California. You've had your ear to the ground on the toll roads, what it's going to do the canyons and the beaches and the breaks, and then also with what the power plant have been doing.
Yeah, I made myself the expert. I kept educate. There's some days it's like, wow, it's the blue or the red pill. Some days I wonder if maybe I took the wrong
pill. Would I be happier and probably just about as safe if I hadn't gotten involved at all?
At all. And I don't know. I'm glad I got involved. People need to get involved.
Yeah.
Especially if it's relevant, recent, and local to them. Become the expert. Take a stand. Say something. We need people. We need people like that.
I don't know if you had heard anything about the solar. We had the solar flare. I don't know if it was a few months ago. I'm not sure of the date right now, but we were on the fortunate side of the sun when they had a CME or a magnetic storm on the sun. They said that if that had hit the Earth, rather than exploding off in a different direction, that we would have basically would have been close to the show. Revolution?
Blackout. It would have made all anything electronic stop working.
Everything stopped.
I mean, it would have fried everything.
Yeah, and we were just lucky that we were not in the 25% window of the sun, of orbit within the sun, where we would have been fried.
I mean, and honestly, that scares me, and I try to keep that whole possibility.
Yeah.
I know it's a possibility. It's just one more reason that, in my mind, we need to shut all these nuclear power plants down today and not wait for it.
Yeah.
It needs to be done now, because one day of power is never worth 500,000 years of waste that needs to be taken.
Well, and at the same time with all our appliances, I mean, what we're doing right now, we need to maintain some analog methods of communication, and make sure that we can still, in the event of a magnetic disaster, that that none of us can see.
I'm learning how to use smoke signals now. So if you see puffs of smoke coming up from the San Clemente area,
I'll look over the ridge.
dash.
Yeah, we'll set up telescope line of sight from the ridge line between San Juan and San Clemente there.
Whistling.
Be like drums and signal fires and stuff.
Whistling. I hear there's some place in France where they whistle across the fjords or something.
Oh my gosh.
It happens.
Yep. Well, hey, anything else that you have going on that you're attending, promoting? Anything you want people to know about right now?
We do a monthly photo walk. That information is always available at scpeer.com. That's where we kind of push that stuff out too.
Yeah.
Our next one will be at Heritage Park in Dana Point.
Yeah, that is. 24th. And that, remind me, because I got the invite from you on that. That is a musician-oriented display, or what is it exactly?
A friend of mine, Josh, does the best Boss, Bruce Springsteen show that you've ever seen without actually seeing Bruce.
Oh, cool. Okay.
He is really, it's a... I'm trying to think of what he calls it. It's not an impersonation. It's a celebration of Springsteen.
Kind of like a Springsteen tribute concert.
Springsteen. There we go.
Okay.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Perfect.
Springsteen tribute. It's at Heritage Park.
Okay.
In Dana Point, overlooking the harbor. Thousands of people come out. We're going to walk around and enjoy, take crowd pictures and rock and roll shots and do some vines and some It's just fun to get out and meet people in real life.
Sure.
And instead of social media, standing behind our keyboards, pounding on, get out and meet people, because that's that's what really makes stuff powerful.
Yeah.
Cool. Not being afraid, because it's we're so much like each other, the people that are into these kind of tools. And it's becoming so ubiquitous, and it's such a great way to meet like-minded people that want to go out and take pictures and don't just sit in your keyboard. Get out and walk around a little bit. Breathe some fresh air.
Yeah.
Take some content to share. So when you write that blog post, you're not trying to steal an image from Google and getting sued for $8,000.
Yeah. Well, tell you what. On that note, I'm hoping that perhaps you and I can get together and surf tomorrow morning. But I know we will do that sometime soon. So.
Hey, you got it. I'm ready for another board meeting at will. I just asked Lisa. Got a board meeting today. Got to go catch some more weight. Looking pretty nice out here. Maybe we need to go out this afternoon. I don't know. What's the time looking like?
We'll have to. Yeah. We'll. I'll put a little epilogue in this interview. Let everybody know where we'll get some pictures included as well. Maybe I'll take the GoPro out. We got a little bit of a swell. Nothing crazy, but we'll see if we get some video of the two of us.
We scored the last time you and I went out. So if you're going to be my lucky charm, I'll take you surfing anytime.
Yeah, I saw I saw the cameras this morning, and it looked better than when we were out last. So, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, great. Well, thanks again for taking the time and for giving me my little my tech session before we did the recording here. Hoping it turns out really great.
Help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Help. It's always good to help my surfer techie friends, because that comes with benefits that my non-surfer techie friends, we don't get to go board meeting with them.
Well, remember, for everybody listening to this, that we've got the LavaCon conference coming up middle of October in Portland, I believe. And if you haven't yet registered, go ahead and get in touch with me. There's actually going to be a registration link right below this post. Click on that registration link and you will get a free hour of services or consulting with me. And we hope to see you all in LavaCon. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah, come on out. It's a great place to learn something.
Yeah.
The people there are brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, thanks, Darin.